We can't talk.
Okay, so we've done incenters and circumcenters. This is our next point of concurrency. So intersection of some type of line here. So the centroid is going to be the point of concurrency. The median is the type of line. I'm going to write that underneath. So those are the lines that are going to intersect, and then this will be the point of intersection, or point of concurrency. That's all of that means is just intersection. Okay, so a median is a line that starts at the vertex, at the top, or at the point that the sides meet is a vertex. So from my vertex to a midpoint. Okay, how do I know for sure that this is a midpoint? What markings tell me that? Someone raise your hand, please. Yeah. Good. The two lines right here tell me for sure that that is a midpoint, that it is the halfway mark. So it'll again be from like a point of the triangle, the vertex, down to the midpoint. That is a median. Okay, when we have three of them intersecting, we call that point of intersection the centroid. Okay, so the three medians of a triangle intersect at the centroid. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and list out our three medians. I want to start from each point or each vertex, so I'm just going to highlight those real fast. So I'm starting there and going down to the midpoint. So this would be from B to where? B to F, so I'm going to name that BF. What did I forget to draw or write? What do I need? The little line on top, good. So my next one would be from A to where? E. And then from C to D.
Doesn't matter which one.
Nope, we could have done D to C, but good question. Just get used to doing it from the vertex to the midpoint. It'll help you remember the vocab. What's my centroid? Point P, that's center of intersection. Okay, and here's where it gets not really tricky, but we'll do some examples, but there is math involved here. These are way easier to remember than our other ones. So it's only really like ratios to remember here. So I know if I'm looking at this line, BF, this littler piece, can you tell that that smaller piece is PF? You can just visually see that this is smaller than that piece, right? PF is smaller. So this is actually half the size of BP. I'm going to write that out. So PF is going to be half of BP. Okay, that means that BP is 2 times as big as that, just writing it in a different way. So that means that 2 times my PF is equal to BP. And don't worry if this is confusing right now. Once we do an example, it'll make more sense. Just remember that this is half the size of that piece up there. Okay, so that is in relation to each other, the two segments, how they're related to each other. But we can also talk about how these pieces are related to the whole line or the whole median. So I know that this PF, since it's smaller, it's the 1/3 of my whole line BF. So it is, I'm going to write that here, it is like the third, the smaller piece. So what is left over if I've taken a third? What does this piece have to be? 2/3. So BP is, 2/3 of my whole line. So really the best ratio to remember or memorize is the 2/3 to 1/3. Okay, this is 2/3 of my line, this is 1/3. If I look, that 2 kind of reminds me, this is double that one. So it's kind of a 2-to-1 ratio right there. And these are simple, so let's just start one and then I'll pause for questions. Okay, it tells me P is a centroid, so I can use my ratios here. This first one is actually just using the definition of a midpoint. So let's look at what they gave me. Let's go ahead and fill that in. JK is 22. I'm just gonna like bracket that over here. 22. KN is 13. And OL is 18. Okay, I know medians are connected to a midpoint. What are my 3 midpoints here? Can someone raise their hand and tell me what the midpoints be, Jason?
M, and O.
Good. M, N, and O, which means that they are splitting each of those segments in half. So I'm going to fill in the rest of the information that I know. If this side is 18, what is this side? 18. If this side is 13, what's this side? 13. If the whole thing is 22, what are each of these? 11. Good. So from there, let's go ahead and fill in our options here. KM. KM is what? 11. Now we're just finding them. NL is 13. KL is the whole thing. What do you think we're going to do there? Add them together or multiply by 2, so 26. JO is 18. And JL, what are we going to do there? Add them together to get 36. So that is actually not using our ratios yet. That's just using our definition of midpoint. But I'll pause here if you have questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down or fill in what information that they gave us. Let's go ahead and put that in our image here. So TZ is 60. XZ is 28. And WZ is 25. Okay, once we have that in our image, let's go ahead and just start at letter A. So it tells me to find ZV, which is right here. I know that that is my bigger piece. Can we see that that is bigger than that little piece here? So we are going to double it because this is half of it. So we're going to double 28 to get what? 56. Good. So this is where we're kind of using that 2-to-1 ratio. So we're either doubling or halving here. Let's look at ZY. Is that the smaller piece or the bigger piece?
Smaller.
That's the smaller piece. My bigger piece is what? 60. So we're going to take half of that.
30.
Good. Okay, ZU. Z to U. Is that my bigger piece or smaller piece? Bigger. So if my little one is 25, we're going to do what to it? We're going to double it to get 50. Okay, and these last ones are going to have us add some segments together. So TY, what 2 numbers should we add together?
60.
Good, to get 90, so 60 plus 30 there. And then XB, we're going to add what? 28 and 56, which would be 84. So that answered your question. Okay, so I'm going to pause and you guys can try the number 3 on your own. So you should have gotten 4, 12, 14, 10, and 15. Any questions there? Okay, so there we were either doubling or taking half. Number 4 adds in the 1/3, 2/3 ratio. So maybe some of you already looked at that. I'm going to go ahead and list in what I have. So TU is 27. Let's just go ahead and start because I don't want to have to mark that. It's hard to mark. So TU, is that a piece of my segment or is that the whole median? That's the whole median. So the easiest way to find the little pieces is to start with the 1/3. How do I find 1/3 of a segment?
9.
I divide it by 3. So I'm going to take, if TU is 27, what is 27 divided by, 3? 9. That goes with my smaller piece that is the 1/3. So I'm going to write 9 there. I know that this bigger piece is double that. So what is 9 times 2? 18. Okay, so let's go ahead and look. We've already found TX is 18. And we found XU is 9. Next one is dealing with SX. Let's find that. So that's going to be this median, SW. It tells me SW, the whole thing is 18. How would I find the 1/3 part? 18 divided by 3 gives me 6. That is the smaller piece. That's the 1/3. How would I find the bigger piece? Double it, which is 12. So SX is 12, XW is 6. And last one, that told me RV was 21. So what am I going to do there? Divide it by 3 and get 7 for my little piece. How do I find RX, my bigger piece? Double it and get 14. Okay. Oops. And that is the last one I'm going to do. So we should be okay with the rest, but I'll just pause it.